is Liquid News, and these are tonight's headlining stories. I should Rocco, Madonna and Guy's son, is christened in Scotland. Keep on up if you're going down. Fives Richie and Jay are bailed after alleged fisticuffs in Dublin. And let the Oscar Games begin. We're live in New York as the nominations for the Golden Globes are confirmed. Hello, my name is Christopher Price, and I christened the entertainment news fans in the name of the Father Guy, the Madonna, and the Holy Spirit of Glenfiddich. Today, baby Rocco was slam-dunked the funk in the Dornoch Cathedral font. Watching the watery wailing was a select group of family and friends and around 500 members of the world's media. The walk down the aisle is tomorrow, but today was all about cherishing baby Rocco John Ritchie. It's live to a man on daily Dornoch duty, Liquid News chief reporter Robert Nisbet. Robert, how are you doing? I'm glad to see you made it out of that pub last night.
I did eventually. It had to be about 2:30, I'm afraid. It's when the taxi driver came in and pulled me out. It was a very pleasant evening.
Can I say we do appreciate the fact that you have used dry ice on the set of Wuthering Heights for your backdrop for today. It looks fabulous behind you.
It is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's so romantic. The anticipation of the arrival has grown as thick as the fog throughout the day. Dusk fell at 4. Obviously, it's the shortest day of the year today. And it couldn't really be more pleasant. A lovely ethereal glow around the whole place. Very nice. Of course, helped by all of the media lights that have been set up all over the place. So they give it that film set look.
You're waxing lyrical today. Can I say thank you very much for
that? I know.
Now, just behind you, can you move just slightly to your left just for a second?
I can indeed.
I just want to see, there was a whole pool of smoke there earlier, but thank you for doing that, for indulging me. Let's just, that's where all the celebrities were walking up today. So talk us through who arrived and what they looked like and how they fared.
Well, they fared very well. Basically, the whole town, the centre of the town was shut off and the cars were rerouted around and they came in through a little back entrance. First of the highest celebrity wattage was Gwyneth Paltrow, who arrived and waved to people wearing what appears to be an Arctic fox on her shoulders. She was a great crowd pleaser, actually. And then Stella McCartney, who, of course, is not only a friend of the couple, but has designed the wedding dress, which Madonna will wear tomorrow at Skibo Castle. She waved for a while. I think most people were wondering who she was, but they certainly knew who this man was, Sting and Trudy, who actually came out and did stand long enough for people to get a good snap. Obviously, Sting and Trudy introduced the couple at their house in Wiltshire last year.
There she is.
And Madonna, of course, the person, the lady of the moment. She looks a bit Ava Peronish there, I think. That's a very brief shot,
I'm sure
wasn't it?
she'll love you for saying that.
A huge amount. But it does look a little Eva Peronish. She looks a little kind of presidential, I think. But very smart, hair all done up as most people wear. She was one of the few people who wasn't wearing a dead animal somewhere on her person. So I suppose we have to congratulate her for that. Now, there was some excitement.
Ooh, who's
this
that?
woman certainly was overcome by excitement. Well, we think she's a member of the paparazzi who was just claiming to be sick and being crushed against the barrier. But no, it was actually someone who turned up, got what she thought was the best place, but then the crush behind her.
Billie Piper hasn't fallen down again, has she?
Chris Evans will be hiding behind that gravestone. But anyway, she was kept for a while. They just checked she was all right. I probably frisked her to make sure that she didn't have any press credentials, and then they shoved her back in exactly where she had been before, presumably to get crushed all over again when Madonna actually came out. But yes, that was the one moment of unscripted chaos, I suppose, in what has been really beautifully put together. Everything happened dead on time. We were told the arrivals would happen at between 4 and 5 minutes past 6, and they did. And that very rarely happens in show business land, as you know, Christopher.
Well, do you know, I don't often get to leave this sofa, so I really have no idea. But let's talk about what actually happened inside the cathedral. No press, no media. You had exclusive access yesterday, so we can set the scene. But what have you heard that actually went on inside?
Well, obviously, when they walked up the stairs, they would go straight into the cathedral through the south transept. They'll walk through this door and then pass all of these various pews where the celebrities will have been sitting. It wasn't all, of course, celebrities.
We're not through the doors yet, Robert.
Elders as well.
Hold on, we're just opening the doors right now. We're in.
Knock. Here we go. Ah, right, fantastic. Thank goodness for that. Now, in these pews, not just celebrities, but also church elders and various members of the local populace who were invited in by Madonna and actually asked to sign confidentiality agreements. Anyway, if they'd come through the church and then they turned to their left, Isn't that fantastic? There it is. That's where the font action was earlier on today. You see those seats just behind the font there in that shot. That's where Guy and Madonna sat next to Trudy and Sting, who are the godparents of little Rocco.
Thank you for doing that little Italian R there for us. 20 minutes it lasted all up, and then they all traipsed out back to the... I didn't know there were so many Range Rovers, quite frankly, that had been built. They all seemed to be there. What did they look happy when they came out? Did they do a little bit more waving? Because, frankly, Gwyneth Paltrow didn't wave once.
She didn't really smile either. I mean, we greeted her with a nice warm camera when she was coming in her car, and we had the camera right in the front of the windshield. Didn't smile, didn't say hello Liquid News, didn't do anything. She just grimaced, to be perfectly honest, which I don't think was particularly pleasant. But no, she did give various waves, as of course Madonna had to, because everybody was out to see her. There she is, just coming out of the church after the 20-minute service. It is Ava Peron, isn't it?
But with a baby.
She's been rehearsing that. It's very, very good. Yes.
Do you think they gave the media enough? Because they're seeing this as kind of like a media sacrifice ahead of the wedding. Do you think they gave the media enough?
I think they probably will be happy. They've had pretty good access, most of them. She put down the window, which is good there. That's going to be a very nice shot in the papers tomorrow. I think, yeah, she probably did give them enough. They would have preferred if she had come out and the three of them had done all, you know, kind of turning round the 180, 360. They didn't do that, but they did have a 4-month-old baby who, of course, you know, probably doesn't enjoy the cold that much. There's Sting and Trudy. Sting, of course, sang Ave Maria inside the church. He was in here yesterday rehearsing, testing out the acoustics. We haven't actually heard whether he was in tune or not, but I'm sure he was, being Sting and all. And sitting next to, we've got to be careful, haven't we? We've got to be careful. But yeah, so they were sitting next to the couple, and there is Gwyneth Paltrow, who's known as Fish Sticks in Hollywood. I'm not absolutely certain why. I think it's something to do with how thin she actually is. But she's not looking particularly happy. She, a little bit of a wave, a little bit of a smile. That's better. Well, she didn't burst into tears, so it's better than she normally does when she's faced by a lot of people.
Oh, it's Stella.
This is Stella McCartney, that's right, in a low-cut number, which isn't really very fitting, I wouldn't have thought, for this weather here. But yeah, she's a good friend of the couple. She designed the wedding dress. We hear it cost £35,000, and it's in a similar colour to that, we understand.
Who's that
Jason
guy?
Statham, one of the Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrel ensemble, of course, better known as Kelly Brook's boyfriend.
Oh, I love that.
I don't think. No sign of Kelly, but I think Kelly may be turning up. Later. And one person who really did not dress for the occasion, I have to say, this is getting very bitchy, isn't it? Sorry about this.
It's Judge Judy you've tuned into.
He was wearing cargo pants and a leather jacket, which I don't think is really fitting for something, for an entertainment spectacle on this size. And there you go, there's a shot of the 150 to 200 cameramen and reporters who basically packed out their little green in front of the cathedral, crammed in behind those crash barriers. Many of them have been there from 6 o'clock this morning just to make sure that no one pinched their space. There were a couple of scuffles, I have to say, without mentioning any names. Daily Mail and NBC had a little bit of a to-do. They weren't actually the fight that made the police be called earlier on, but there was some pushing and shoving, but you always get it, I suppose. It's something where, you know, their photographs, if they don't get the right photographs, their employers are going to be on the phone saying, why not?
Yeah, they certainly will be. Robert, will you stay with us? Because let's introduce our guests. They've been sat here very patiently from the top. Our entertainment news commentators in a kind of holding pattern on Liquid News Soap tonight. And the television presenter Sally Gray, who's going to make everyone's Christmas on your special show on ITV. And also with us is the film critic from the Mail on Sunday, Mr. Jason Solomons. How are you all doing?
I'm fine. I'm looking forward to making people's Hanukkah myself.
It is, yes.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Get that right. I'm so excited by all this.
Why? It's great, I think so,
Isn't
but
it?
why you?
Oh, I find this whole kind of voyeurism intoxicating. It's just so exciting. Even your report from your friend there, Robert, isn't he great? He could speak for another hour and a half and I'd still find new things to listen to. I want to know exactly what people are wearing. I'm so excited about the wedding tomorrow, but let's first talk about Madonna's hair. What is going on there? It looked like it was slightly braided.
Is that a chenille bun?
Oh, hey, that's pretty impressive
where that
for you.
came from.
I don't think it is. I think it's a good
fine.
attempt. But maybe that was the dead animal they were talking about that she didn't have. She actually incorporated that into her hairstyle.
Jason, what about you? How excited were you?
Mediocrely excited. Robert's leather jacket, however, very exciting.
Good
I just thought Stella McCartney and Madonna, very similar dressing. And I kind of thought, well, you know, is she trying to upstage Madonna? Never upstage the bride. Liz Hurley did that once at...
I hate to interrupt you, but I think we do have some breaking news. I think there's actually a bagpiper. Can I hear it in the background? Can you confirm this breaking news story for us, Robert?
It's, it's not a bagpiper, it's about 20 of them, I think.
Hi.
They seem to be approaching this way. Yes, it is
Can
a
we
band.
see them?
It's a marching band. I don't think you can. They're
Can you swivel?
thick in the fog at the moment. They're thick in the fog. They're right over in the midst there, between the trees. I don't think you will, but see where that car is just coming down the road there? They're just behind there.
Is that Gwyneth Paltrow
And they've
again?
been... Yeah, she's come back just not to give us a photograph. Yeah, they're going to, I think, probably come by. They've been waiting patiently all this time, and I think they're waiting until we went live just to come so I can actually hear you in my earpiece. But they're going in a different direction now, probably off to the pub.
Robert, thank you very much. We'll be back with you later to talk about the wedding, the big wedding tomorrow, of course. And I know you've got some exclusive information about the menu that you're going to make up for us, so what are you going to bring to us? So we'll come back for that. Anyway, more from our guests, of course, later on this live edition of Liquid News. Up next, we will dock you. I think it's quite attractive.
Oh, now you're showing it to everybody.
Anyway, right. We have more still to come if I can possibly make it through this. The cake's been iced and the malt whiskey is flowing. We're heading back to Wet the Baby's Head, next in Scotland. Back we go over... Can we just do a pronunciation thing before we go any further? Because Sally's... Dornoch?
Oh, don't annoy me. Dornoch, okay? None of this Dornoch that we keep getting in all the news reports. Dornoch and Skibo.
Robert, give us a go. What have you been saying?
I've actually been saying ski bow, which is obviously completely wrong. So it's ski bow. Is that right?
Ski bow.
Is that better?
Ski
Ski
bow.
bow.
No, you're saying ski bow. I'm saying ski bow.
Bo.
Ski bow.
Okay.
Bo.
Let's just...
Fred and Ginger, isn't it? Yeah.
Learning Scottish in 2 easy sentences. Let's just talk about the wedding tomorrow. No actors. What are we actually going to see?
What are we going to see?
Yeah.
We're going to see some gates outside Skibo Castle. We're not going to see anything behind them. I can guarantee everything will happen about half a mile away from those gates, actually inside the castle. We don't even know what time the wedding is going to be held. There are various times that are being mentioned. One is 12 o'clock lunchtime, the other is 6 o'clock tea time. We have no idea.
And just briefly, people are writing, they're very concerned about your liver. What are you doing tonight?
I am going home to bed.
Okay, good. That's good. That's a good journalist does. Robert, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back with you at the cathedral and the castle tomorrow in Scotland. And thank you very much for you coming and helping us all.